A very good morning, a very good morning, everyone. And here we have a topic today to learn the difference between a finite verb and non-finite verb. You are familiar with the verbs, right? You're all familiar with the verbs. Verbs are the action words, okay? And this verb is divided into different categories, okay? Different categories, which means that we have main verbs and we have auxiliary verbs, we have finite and non-finite verbs, right? There are many verbs, regular verbs and irregular verbs. You are familiar with the regular and irregular verbs. And now we are going to start with a new topic called finite and non-finite verb. Let me explain a finite verb first to you. Okay, listen carefully. Now, as you all know, we have learned 3 tenses and 12 tense forms, and you're familiar with the rules of these 3 tenses and 12 tense form, isn't it? Aren't you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. If you're sleeping, if I come to your home and if I wake you up and ask you a rule of present continuous, you will be able to tell me, right? It's just like a mantra that you are chanting, right? It should be like that, okay? So remember, children, a finite verb help us to identify the tense form from a particular sentence. She is running on the road. In the sentence, is running is the verb which help us to identify the tense form. Such verbs are called finite verbs. Okay, so finite verbs are also known as complete verbs. Why it is complete? Because it shows the tense form. It helps us to identify the tense form. Okay, am I clear? Am I clear? And
Yes, ma'am.
remember, a finite verb is always limited or always controlled by the subject. It has its own subject. That is why you know that when we write simple present tense, when we write simple past tense and all, simple present tense, when you write, it is controlled by the subject. If the subject is singular, you should use a singular verb. If the subject is plural, you can use only the plural verb. So remember, always a finite verb has its own subject and it is limited. The finite verb is always limited by the subject because it controls, it limits, okay? If it is a singular subject, you should use a singular verb. If it is a plural subject, you have to or you need to use a plural verb in that sentence. So what is a finite verb, children? Finite verb always help us to identify the tense form from a sentence. Okay, there are 12 tense forms, right? So you will be getting, if you have one word with you, that one verb can be changed into 12 tense forms, isn't it? Writes, is writing, has written, has been writing. So these are the list of finite verb, children, because by looking at is writing, okay, this verb is actually in present continuous. Is plus writing, present continuous. Okay, had plus gone. So it is in past perfect. Will help. It is in simple future. So this one is called a finite verb. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I clear? So a finite verb from a sentence, it is called a complete verb because it helps us to identify the tense form. Okay, it guides us, it helps us. So normally a finite verb is actually can be underlined with an auxiliary verb. Okay, a helping verb plus main verbs are called a finite verb because it helps us to identify the tense form. Am I clear?
Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
clear?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
She has been sleeping. So has been sleeping is the finite verb in the sentence. Okay, he was riding a bicycle. So was riding is an example for a finite verb. Am I clear?
Yes,
Wants.
ma'am.
My mother
Yes, ma'am.
loves me. My mother loves me. So my mother loves. The verb loves. It has a tense form. By underlining that loves, we know that okay, this verb is actually in simple present tense. Loves. Okay. Okay. I love you, children. I love you very much. There, the word love. The love is actually I love you. I love you all. So love, it is a verb and it has a tense form. It is in simple present tense. So it is called a complete verb because it shows the tense form. Such verbs are examples for a finite verb. Now let me ask a few children examples from you guys. You have a lot of sentences with you, right? already in the tenses which we have already completed. You know, there are a lot of examples there in your hands, a lot of examples in your paper. So all of you take the examples of tenses and read one sentence and just tell me the finite verb used in it. So let me start from Fia Maria. Fia, can you read one sentence? Can you tell me one sentence and can you tell me the finite verb used in that particular sentence?
Okay, ma'am. I had killed a a snake.
Okay, very good, very good. Good example. I had killed. Okay, I had killed a snake. Okay, let me write this one. I had killed a snake. Okay, I had killed a snake. Okay, now you tell me the finite verb of the sentence.
Had killed.
Excellent, because it has the tense form. Tell me the tense of the sentence.
Past perfect.
Excellent, past perfect. So this one is an example for a finite verb because it shows a tense form. Okay, I will come tomorrow. Okay, this example, I will come tomorrow. Okay, this is my example for you. Ayman. Yeah, Ayman, please identify the finite verb from the sentence.
Ma'am, will come.
Excellent, will come. And tell me the tense form.
Simple future.
Yeah, of course. A little doubt you have, so please go through the rules thoroughly. Okay, this is an example for simple future. So this one is an example for a finite verb. Okay, what is it? Finite verb. Okay, we are talking about finite verb. It shows tense form. It has a subject and it is limited. The verb is always limited or controlled by the subject. If the yes.
Ma'am, can Angelina tell an example?
Sure. Give me one example.
I am walking in the road.
I am walking. Let me write this one. Good example. I'm walking on the road. Okay. Then you tell me the finite verb.
I am walking.
I'm walking. Excellent. And tell me the tense form.
Present continuous.
Wonderful. So your answer is right. Okay. Present continuous. Okay, Gautam. Can you give me one example?
Going to the market today.
Oh, you give me some vegetables also. I'm in need of some vegetables. Buy for me. Okay, my son. Okay,
He is going to market today.
okay, he is going to the market today. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So tell me the finite verb from your sentence.
Is going.
Is going. Identify the tense form.
Present continuous.
Excellent. So it is an example for a finite verb because it has a tense form. So I'm just going to Alok Pulikal. Alok, can you give me one example, my son?
I am eating my lunch.
Now only 11:39 and you are taking your lunch now. Don't take it, you just have a brunch, breakfast plus lunch. Okay. Okay, your example is good and right. And please tell me the finite verb.
Am eating.
Am eating. So the tense form.
Present continuous.
Excellent. Okay, so such verbs are called finite verbs because it has a tense form. Okay, so what you got? What is a finite verb, right? So if with the light of that, can you tell me or can you explain what is a non-finite verb, children?
It do not have a like. It do not. Does not.
We won't be able to identify the tense forms. If it is given in a sentence, we won't be able to identify the tense form. To jump. Tell me the tense form of to jump. Are you able to identify the tense form of to jump? Is it in simple present tense?
No.
Future continuous? Past perfect? No, unable. It's not possible for us to identify the tense of that particular verb. Okay, so such verbs are called non-finite verbs. So finite verbs, it shows the tense form, and you can underline that auxiliary verb along with the main verb to get a complete verb, to get to know the tense of that particular sentence. Okay, but non-finite verb, it does not show the tense form. We are unable, it is not easy for us to identify the tense form by looking at this non-finite verb. Okay? Yes.
When they are at home, is it an example for non-finite?
I am going to give you more examples. Okay? So let us discuss a non-finite verb. Okay? Something. Agnay, what did you ask? It was not that much clear for me.
They are at home.
They are at home. Okay. So what was your doubt? Okay, let me write the sentence here and I'll explain it. 1 minute. You said they
Are at home.
are at home.
This
Okay.
is an example for non-finite.
Let me ask a question to Agnay in written. It's not a question. We are going to learn it together. Okay. Can you tell me the tense of the sentence? They are at home.
Present tense.
You're right. Then under present tense, which one? Which form?
Simple present.
How did you know that?
Ma'am,
Are. Okay, this are, the auxiliary verb, acts like a main verb. Okay, it acts like a main verb. This is called a primary auxiliary verb. Okay, this is called a primary auxiliary verb. Okay, so it has the tense form. Are is actually the simple present form of be. Okay, so it is a finite verb to an extent, but normally if are is given, we are considering it as an auxiliary verb. But in the sentence, this are is a complete verb because it shows the tense form. So we can label in the sentence this are as an auxiliary, not an auxiliary verb. It has a finite verb. Clear? It is not a non-finite verb because it has a tense form. Clear?
Okay.
Are is the simple present form of be. Okay, are is the simple present tense form of be. Now next topic will give you more clarification about this. Okay, so are here is a finite verb because it shows the tense form and this sentence is in simple present tense. Clear, Agnay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us talk about the non-finite verb. Now I am going to give you a flow chart. I request everybody to copy this flow chart neatly in a paper. If you can't copy it very neatly, you do one thing. After this class, take a new fresh paper with a scale and pencil, draw columns and boxes, and you just make it. Okay, now you just knot it roughly. Okay, take a paper and draw this flow chart. As I don't have more and enough time with you guys, I'm just finishing my topic here today. This is not finite. All of you take a paper and draw this flow chart. And this flow chart will help you to study non-finite verb in detail.
Ma'am, we can
Angelina
draw
is
it in
speaking
roll
something.
paper, right?
Angelina? Angelina, you're speaking something.
Ma'am,
Uh.
we can write in the ruled paper, right?
Ruled paper. Use pencil and scale and draw neatly. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
And this will give you a clear idea about what are coming under the non-finite verbs. Okay, let us learn it together. Okay, heading. All of you write the heading, non-finite verb. Sorry, non-finite verb. Put it in a small box. We are going to divide this non-finite verb into 3. Okay, non-finite verbs are 3 types. First one is called infinitive. Okay, the first one is called infinitive. Second one, this word is very familiar, that is called participle. Third one is known as, this is a new term, you will be learning about this term in 8th standard, okay, in detail. It is called gerund. What is it? Gerund. Okay, our non-finite verbs are divided into 3: infinitive, participle, gerund. Okay, gerund. These are the 3 subdivisions under non-finite verb. Clear? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Look at here. Infinitive. This is called to infinitive because a word is, or the verb is here, is just preceded by the word to, the preposition to. So to plus base form. Infinitives are to plus base form, and it is known as to infinitive. The verb is in the form of to plus base form. We don't know the tense of, by looking at the verb, we are unable to identify the tense form. Clear? Agni? Agni?
Ma'am.
Am I clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So examples. Write examples for non-finite to infinitive form. To play. See, to plus base form. Does not show the tense form. So this is coming under non-finite verb. To infinitive. To plus base form. To play. To laugh. To drive. Example. Only 3 examples I am writing. You please collect more examples starting with 2. Remember, to plus base forms are known as to infinitives. Okay, this is actually an example for non-finite verb. If you see this to plus base form in a sentence, easily identify it as a non-finite verb because it does not show a tense form. Clear? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let us talk about this participles. You know, you are familiar with participles, right? As when we learned tense rules, we have learned the participles, or we used participles there. What are the participles normally seen in English grammar?
Present participle.
Excellent.
Present participle.
Very good, very good. So again, participle is subdivided into 2. Okay.
Present participle and past participle.
Very good, very good, very good. Write that. You have present.
Sentence like I am going to.
Good question. Good question. Good question. I am going to. But am going together is a tense form, right? It has a tense form. You know that it is in present continuous. So in that sentence, am going is actually a finite verb. Okay? Okay, 1 minute. Let me explain this and I'll give you an idea what is this actually in a sentence. Okay? This participles.
Form the examples. I'm getting confused.
No problem. I'll make you come out of your come out of your doubts. Okay? So right, participles are divided into, again, past participle,
Present participle.
yes, second one is present participles. It has a job, children. It has a job in a sentence. These participles are also known as verbal adjectives. Okay, right? It is also known as verbal adjective. Another name for participle. Okay, another name for participle is verbal adjective. Verbal adjective. Why it is called a verbal adjective? It is in the form of or it looks like a verb, but it acts like an adjective in a sentence. Okay, I'll give you examples. You please complete this. I'll give you enough and more examples. Okay, I am going to write the examples for past participles. You know, past participles are the V3 form, third form of the verb, right? So give me examples for past participle. Give me examples for past participle, children.
Gone.
Gone, excellent. Gone. Then written.
Written.
Okay. Then played.
Walked. Torn.
Gone, written, played, driven. The third form of the verb, okay? Driven. This was called the past participle.
Drunk.
Yeah, drunk, driven. And present participles are always ending in ing form. That is the V4 form or the verb fourth form. So, going. Very good. Going,
Writing.
writing,
Drinking. Drinking. Playing.
drinking,
Playing.
playing. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Thank you. Playing.
Driving.
These are the examples for present participle. As Angelina had a doubt. Not only Angelina, I think most of you have the same doubt. Okay, so I am going to explain what are participles. As she said, ma'am, there is a problem, ma'am. I'm getting a little confused because I am going to the market. There, going is there. Is going a finite verb or a non-finite verb? This was your doubt, Angelina, right? Am I right? But look at there. It has an auxiliary verb along with the main verb. Okay, going. Along with going, you can see the presence of an auxiliary verb and which shows the tense form. Right? It is a complete verb. It has a tense form. Am going, it has a tense form, so it is a finite verb. But sometimes, I'll give you an example. See, he jumped out of the moving train. Okay, I'm just going to write this on the board. Look at here. See, children, look at this example. I'm going to write two examples here. Example number 1. He jumped out of the moving train. One example. Okay. Look at the sentence. I am going for a walk. Look at the two sentences written here. I am going for a walk. Okay. In the sentence, second sentence, you can see that he jumped out of the moving train.
Jumped is non.
Okay. Jumped out of the moving train. In
Now
the
it is
first
non.
sentence, listen. All of you listen carefully. Listen carefully. In the first sentence, am going is a finite verb. Because it has a tense form. Yeah, it has a tense form. Okay, this is an example for a finite verb because it has a tense form. And you know that the sentence, this verb is actually in present continuous.
Present continuous.
Correct? Right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but look at the second sentence, children. He jumped out of the moving train. You can see the present
is past participle.
Ah, very good. Look at here. Not past participle. Look at here. Look at here. Second example. He jumped out of the moving train. Okay. Wait. All of you wait here. Here you can see one finite verb which shows the tense form and one non-finite verb which is in the form of a participle. Can you identify the finite verb first?
Jumped.
Very good. Jumped. Because it is the main verb, it comes after the subject, right? It comes after the subject, it is the main verb. It has a tense form. What is the tense form of this particular sentence?
Past.
What past? What past?
Simple past.
Simple past. Excellent. This is in simple past tense. Wonderful. So is it a finite verb or a non-finite?
Finite verb.
This one is an example for a finite verb. And can you identify a non-finite verb here?
Moving.
Yes, because you look at here, moving, it does not show the tense form, right? We are unable to see the tense form. And if it is a non-finite, it does not show. So this is an example for a non-finite verb. But moving train. So moving is just acts like an adjective because this one is a noun. Train is a noun. Moving is just act like an adjective. That is why a participle is also called a verbal adjective. Am I clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Very clear.
Ma'am, can you give an example of a sentence with non-affinitive?
It's not clear for me. Could you please repeat
Ma'am,
your
can
question?
you give an example of
You want one more. You want one more example.
yes?
Of course. I can give you another example. Agni, are you getting mad after attending finite and non-finite and all?
No, ma'am.
No.
Ma'am,
Happy?
can you give an example of
Yes.
non-finite?
Yes, little ones, please listen. Little ones, please listen. I know this is a little difficult, but it is very easy and very light to understand. Okay. So remember. Thank you, Gautam. He's actually giving me, he's crying and giving me a thumbs up. Don't worry. So listen carefully. If a verb shows the tense form, if you are able to identify the tense of a sentence, then it is actually a finite verb. If you are unable to identify a tense of a particular word, then that is actually a non-finite verb. Clear? Only this much you keep in your mind. You don't think about verbal adjectives, how to come in the form of an adjective in a sentence before a noun which qualifies a noun. Leave it. Okay, my children, remember, a finite verb always shows the tense form. Okay, a non-finite verb, it is just like it is not giving us any idea about the tense form of that particular sentence. Now I'm going to give you another example. Okay, as my dear children are a little confused, I can give you another example. Okay, the example is, she is.
Excuse me, ma'am. We should write this example in the paper.
Yes, this give you more idea. Okay, she is sitting on her chair. Okay, she is sitting on her chair.
Ma'am, finite.
The second example, the crying girl took a long breath. Now, please don't shout. I am going to pick a person from your class. Okay? She is sitting on her chair. Devak Menon, identify whether the verb is a finite verb or non-finite in the first example.
Finite.
Okay, your answer is right. It is a finite verb. Why?
It is present continuous.
What is that?
It is present.
It has a tense form. It is actually there in present continuous form. Clear? So this one is an example for a finite verb. Look at the spelling, finite verb. Okay, now I'm just going to ask Manu. Manu?
Yes, ma'am.
Manu, in the second sentence, you can see the presence of one non-finite verb and an finite verb. I want you to identify the non-finite verb which does not show the tense form.
Ma'am, took. Ma'am?
Manu, before answering, a little conscious, a little think a little deeper. The crying girl took a long breath.
Ma'am, can crying?
What is it? We have two verb types words here in the sentence, right? Madhav Ranjit, the crying girl took a long breath. In the sentence, you can see a finite verb and a non-finite verb. Isha, don't get nervous. If you have any doubt, you can tell me. Madhav, Ranjit and Isha, any one of you please answer to this question.
Crying girl. Crying girl is non-finite.
Crying. Because there is no am, is, or was, were used. Has been crying. It is not written in that form. Right? It is simply crying and it is just comes before a noun. Right? So it is in the form of an adjective. Right? It does not show this crying. By looking at the verb crying, we are unable to identify the tense form. Right? So this crying is an example of non-finite verb. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And tell me the finite verb from the sentence.
Ma'am, took.
Took is a finite verb. It is actually with a tense form, right? So tell me the tense of the sentence. This word. The
Ma'am,
crying girl took a long breath.
simple past.
Excellent. Simple past. So you got the tense form. So this one is an example for a finite verb. Okay.
Thank
So
you, ma'am.
I'll come with more examples in the next class. Don't get confused. Go through the notes and be very good children in the next class. We'll do a lot of exercises, 100 exercises, and I'll make you clear this. Okay. Thank you for attending the session. Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye
Thank
bye. See
you.
you.